Since I uploaded this plyometric video, it has been getting loads of attention from you guys. I've had so many messages asking me to send the free program out so we can all get faster. But I've also had many questions around how to do these drills. So in this video, I'm going to exactly show you how to perform each drill, the technique considerations, and go through the full free plyometric program. This program and video can help every athlete, whether you're a beginner or more advanced. This video will help you improve in your plyometrics, sprints, and jumps. The aim is to also improve the strength and endurance in your feet, calves, Achilles, and shins, whilst helping you spring off of the ground with high power and efficiency with low foot contact times. I'm going to quickly give you all of the information that you need to know about the program. The program is 4 weeks long. The first 2 weeks are more basic movements, whilst week 3 and 4 are more advanced. You should take 1 to 2 minutes rest in between each drill and around 3 to 4 minutes rest in between each set. You can either complete each exercise like 3x20 pogos and then move on to the next drill, or you can perform 1 set of each exercise and complete this for 3 sets. It is preference when and where you do the drills, but I recommend do them in your first session of the week and before any sprint workout begins. So I would warm up, mobilize, do a few drills, and then go on to the plyometrics. It's safe to say 1 session of plyometrics a week is enough to build volume and strength. As I train 6 days a week, too much can cause a lot of impact issues on the feet, calves, Achilles, and shins. If you generally have these issues, I recommend to perform these drills on the grass rather than the track. This will help reduce the impact on the lower leg but continue to build strength and endurance. It's also important to consider that the progression can be a bit quick for some people, so I'd recommend to slowly over the weeks increase the sets from the week 1 program until you can perform 3 sets of each comfortably, and then you can move on to the more advanced drills in weeks 3 and 4. Now, let's get on to the program. Weeks 1 and 2 include double leg pogos, single leg pogos, depth drops, and lateral bounds. Week 1 starts with 2 sets, increasing it to 3 sets in week 2. Don't forget to obviously work both legs in the single leg pogos and also alternating the legs that drop from the depth drops and lateral bounds. And just to clear up how many repetitions you need to do for each exercise, 20 in total for the double leg pogos, 10 on each leg for the single leg pogos, 10 in total for the depth drops, and finally 10 in total for the lateral bounds. The general aim with plyometrics is to be quick off of the ground. The double and single leg pogos reinforce this. You want to make sure your toes are pointing up at the height of your jump and then landing underneath you, so you're working both stiffness and spring on the plantar and dorsiflex state of the ankle. I tend to try and stay tall and springy whilst keeping a stiff ankle. This helps to land on the balls of your feet and minimize any collapsing on the hill. You also want to avoid deep knee bending and focus on a mix between height and continuous bounce off the ground. The single leg version isolates the leg and is a lot harder to complete. It has the same considerations as the double leg version, but you'll have less power in the jump, so it's just as important to keep a stiff ankle to hit the ground efficiently with no collapsing in the leg. Now moving on to the depth drops. These focus on how you are landing. By working on landing mechanics, you can absorb the impact of the ground and develop eccentric strength and stability in your lower leg. To perform this, you want to find a low box or bench to step off of. You want to make sure you do land first on the balls of your feet, but allow the whole foot to follow through. You want a slight bend in the knees with your hips hinged back with a tall and upright posture. Make sure your core is engaged before the drop to stabilize your spine and prevent any forward collapsing. Lateral bounds are one of my favorites. Not only do they work on the landing mechanics, but force you to train differently due to the change in direction of each jump. You first want to diagonally jump onto one leg. Upon landing, you want to absorb the force of the ground to then continue to jump upwards for height. Being able to drive the knee is a key point to help increase the height of the jump and challenge your range of motion and power generation. As long as you are diagonally jumping into a straight jump with great ankle stiffness and body stability, you're doing it right. Finally, upon the landing, it is very similar to the depth drops, as you first land on the ball of your feet but allow the rest of the foot to follow. Just make sure you are not collapsing when you land by keeping everything stabilized. And those are the exercises for week 1 and 2 in the program. Like I said, very basic movements but very important to master. Now, moving on to the more advanced part of the program. Week 3 and 4 introduce new adapted drills. It takes the skills of the more basic program and adds in new twists for more of a challenge. It includes continuous lateral bounds, pogos with micro hurdles, continuous hurdle jumps, alternating bounds, and calf hops. The continuous lateral bounds have the same considerations as the normal bounds. Instead of sticking the landing, you are now putting emphasis on the continued change in direction. You just need to make sure you are not spending as much time on the ground. The diagonal jump isn't meant to be the fast bit, but should be used as a decent gather step to then focus on the rebound jump for height. For the new pogo drill, you need to have either micro hurdles or cones spaced out to around 4 to 5 pigeon steps apart. Going back to the pogo considerations, this version is all about the height in the jump, with hip flexion following dorsiflexion at the ankle at the peak. This works on bringing your hips forward and general stabilization in the body. You need to make sure you jump once to essentially gather your body position, and then the next jump is the main focus. If we jump continuously between each one, then the focus becomes different. Also, don't forget to use your arms to aid your jump height and keep your balance. Similar to the pogo setup, you want to space the hurdles around 4 to 5 pigeon feet apart. If they are too close, you'll feel like you are braking with each jump. If they are too far apart, you'll have a long ground contact time and you won't get enough jump height. When performing the hurdle jumps, if they are too high for you, I'd recommend just using cones or even the micro hurdles to get used to the movements first. In my demonstration, they are the lowest hurdle setting they can be, but sometimes other types of hurdles may be able to go lower. The aim is jump height, quickness off the ground, and rhythm. If you can think about a box jump, it forces you to bring your hips forwards, causing flexion and allowing your legs to drive up rather than forwards. That is the same with this drill. The continuous part challenges your landing mechanics, so you need to be efficient and not spend too much time on the ground, as that can lower your jump height. Finally, don't forget to use your arms. They help so much keeping your rhythm and making sure you're efficiently jumping. Alternating bounds is the hardest exercise in the program. It aims to target your elastic power, stride mechanics, and coordination. You want to have a neutral upright position. Too far forward and you'll lose leg length. Too far back and you'll lose power and start reaching. Make sure your core is braced to keep your body angle stable. The main mechanic you want to think about is pushing down and back through the leg, which is an act of triple extension. You want a fluid switch between each leg and arm movement, and if it helps, imagine this is more of a bounding running motion than a jumping motion. You're mainly trying to gather ground, but not sacrifice the jump height. Land under the hip, absorb the ground, drive the arms and push backwards to go forwards. It's also important to mark how far your 10 reps gets you, as that can be an aim for your consistency with the general marker. And for the last exercise, calf hops. This is all about pushing backwards on the ball of your foot, getting into a 45-degree angle, lean against a surface. The aim is to keep your ankle stiff and hop in this position. This will strengthen the calf, Achilles, and ankles, which helps to prevent any collapsing of the foot. This is a direct drill to help you in your starts with a low and aggressive shin angle with ankle stiffness. And that's it. That is the 4-week program that I've been handing out for free to everyone who wants it. I'm also going to have a written explanation and version of this program in the description down below, so if you want to read on that, go there. And whilst you're down there, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. In the future, I'll be writing some more programs to give out to you guys for free, telling you how to do them and just hoping we all get faster together. And with that being said, I will see you all in the next video. Goodbye.